Hi pals, Sam here. Welcome back to the first recap, I guess, of the year, our January recap. So we're gonna cover everything I read, everything I worked on, and everything I finished this month. I'm so excited. I have so many projects that I finally got wrapped up. So it's gonna seem like I made a lot. I did finish a lot. January was a month. February is not gonna be like that, so just be prepared. But anyway, first thing we're going to talk about are the things that I worked on and I didn't finish yet. So I'll be working on those this month and hopefully finishing a bunch of them up. But yeah, let's get on to what I worked on first. Okay, first things first, I did not get very far in this, but I started a new beanie to match these fingerless gloves that I made a couple months ago with this yarn. I can't remember, I think it's Sorella. It might be wool, but I can't remember what. I'll have to go look. But yeah, I started a beanie to match these, but then I got distracted, so it didn't quite get it as far as I wanted to. And then the other fail project was I was working on a sock, and I've been working on this sock for like 3 months, and I just didn't want to finish it. So I moved it over to some scrap yarn, and that's where it's gonna live for a little bit because I'm just not in the mood to work on this sock. I started a different sock yesterday, so I'm gonna work on that. And then I also worked on my tank top. It doesn't look like much right now, but this actually took me forever, so pretend that you're impressed, please. But yeah, this is a tank top that I'm working on. All of the information for all of these patterns and stuff is on my blog. I write a blog post with all of these, with every one of my posts or my videos like this that has all of the books, my book reviews, the yarn, the projects, all of that information is linked. So that's in the description below if you want to go check that out. And then the final thing that I worked on, it's actually this new tool I got. It's called a cordsmith. I don't know if it'll focus, but it's this little handheld, like it's got 3 hooks on it with latches, like 3 latch hooks, and you just wrap the yarn over it and pull. I go slow because I'm always worried I'm gonna hurt it. I'm not going to. I've gone fast and it's fine, but it makes I-cord. I don't know if that's focusing either, but it knits I-cord for you. I cannot knit I-cord. It takes me hours to even get like a couple inches done because it's so finicky and it drives me bonkers. Love this thing. But yeah, I'll have the information for this on the blog as well, because I highly, if you're a knitter or even a crocheter and you just make I-cord for like ties on cardigans or robes or little collar, you want like a little cute bow, or you literally anything you would use like a Romanian I-cord that you would crochet or like a knit I-cord, that thing. Love it so much. But yeah, that's all I worked on and didn't finish. Yeah, that's it. I've got a little notebook here with all of my notes to remember what I did. But yeah, so that's everything I worked on. So now let's get into everything I finished. Okay, this section is a little bit longer, but also because I'm gonna have to put some pictures up here because I don't have everything that I made. Some of it I've already gifted away, some of it I just can't find in my apartment. And yeah, so first up though, this, I made a new, so I designed this pattern will be coming out in March, but I designed this little bucket hat for hobby a couple months ago, and then I went to go get everything ready and like have it all tested, and I realized that I wanted it to be different, so I made it a little bit different. But yeah, this will be coming out in March, so just as a heads up, make sure you're signed up for my newsletter on, like, go to my website, sign up for my newsletter. I send out a newsletter every Saturday just about, sometimes more, but I don't think I have in the last year. I think it's pretty much just Saturdays. But yeah, so go sign up for that because I send out, as soon as everything gets published, I send out all of that, and then if I have any discounts for patterns, all of my patterns tend to be free. But if you want to purchase like an ad-free version, you can go to Ravelry and do that. But I try to give discounts when I do that as well. So yeah, so I made the bucket hat, and then I also made this green and black bonnet type hat for my partner. I made a bunch of them last month and he really liked it, so I ordered some lime green yarn and made him one. And then, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna put a picture up here. I have 2 of them with me, but I made frog hats, and I made a little one for my cat. So yes, cat and me with our frog hats on. My son took the frog hat and that's his now, so I have to make another one. But yeah, frog hats. And then I also finished, if some of you might remember from my previous videos, I've been working on this faded scarf with a bunch of mini kits or mini skeins, and I finally finished it. I'm obsessed with it. It came out just like I wanted it to. And I'm getting the it's not a pattern. It's literally just knit in back and forth rows, but I'll put what I did up on my blog soon. And all the information for like what the yarn I used and how much I used and all of that. And then I also made this little skirt. I ran out of yarn, so it's not as long as I wanted it to be, so got to rework that a little bit and try it in a different yarn that I have more of. But I did make that. And then I also finished this. It's like a little V-neck, and then it's got like a little thing on the back to help support it, a little bit lower in the back. But yeah, I love it. It's obnoxious. It's one of the brightest things next to this blanket that I've ever made, but this will be going up in a couple months probably. I made this. So I got this kit from Red Door Fibers. She did a blind date with a project kit where she like curated all of the yarn that are like her oopsies, like the yarns that she either tested colors on or like they didn't quite fit up to her like regular standards. So she puts them all together and then she pairs them with a pattern that she picks out. And this was the tank top. It's the Mary Kate tank top by Tinderbox. Or crop top, I think is what it's called. But yes, I'm obsessed and I love the colors. I love everything. I'll put like a picture with like better coloring on it up probably. But I love this tank top. It's one of my favorite things I've made. It only took me like a couple days and it was ready. And this is with fingering weight yarn and single crochet stitches. And it worked up fast. Like, I know that sounds silly, but it did. And then I also made some little cute projects. I made, this is a strap for my ukulele. My partner got me a ukulele for my birthday. My birthday was on the 20th of January, and it wouldn't really be my ukulele if I didn't like crochet something for it. So I made a little ukulele strap. I'm also going to put the pattern for this up on the website. Again, not really a pattern, more of I made a bunch of granny squares and this is how many I made. And then I also made this cute little, not standing up right now because I had it smushed under a cardigan, but I made this little deer beret. It's so stinking cute. It's not my pattern. So I'm trying to make 1 to 2 things outside of my designs, so other people's designs every month, just as like a break for my brain where I don't have to think about numbers and math. So this was one of them, and the Mary Kate tank crop top was the other one. And then I also made this beanie for my friend, and then I made these beanies at the beginning of the month for my Etsy, and then I also made this beanie out of scrap yarn. And then the final thing, so I got 2 more to show you. So for my birthday, I wanted to make myself a tank top, but I didn't have enough time to knit it because I'm a really slow knitter. So instead I decided to crochet myself a cardigan in less than a week. So I did that. I don't know why, but I did it. And this is the cardigan. I'll put a picture of it up so that way you can see what it actually looks like in all of its beautiful glory. But I made this, I designed this, so this, I'm reworking this in some hobby yarn, and this pattern I think comes out in like June or something. I'm gonna do a tester call this month for it, so keep an eye. Like I said, just make sure you sign up for my newsletter because that's where I send out all of my like tester calls, which I haven't done in a while, so we're gonna just like start all over, and I'm gonna need a new like group of testers because it's been a couple years. But yeah, so this cardigan, and then my final thing that I made, I haven't weaved in all the ends, so we're gonna pretend that I did that. But it's this cardigan. Like, look at how, Oh, I'm obsessed with the colors. It's my Magical Garden project with Hobby. So I design a lot for hobby. We do about a project every single month, and they're all different themed, and they send us the theme, and then we pick out like the yarns that they give us like a list of yarns to choose from, and then we can pick those out, and they tell us like what color themes to stay in and like what the theme is. So this one was Magical Garden, so it was like light colors, cottage core vibes, that kind of thing. So I think this really did it. The back is really pretty. It's all nice and symmetrical. I don't know. I love it. I'm very proud of it. I've just got to get all those ends weaved in and then I can get it photographed. But yeah, so that was everything that I made this month, or everything I finished this month. I didn't make all of this. There's only a handful of things that I actually started and finished, but here we are. So last thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the books that I read, and I promise these ones are really good. I'm so excited about them. Okay, so I read 5 books this month, or in January. But I finished 4 of them. So the first book I didn't finish was, I'm almost done with Crescent City 2. I have like maybe an hour left in the audiobook. I think I'm just gonna knock it out today. But I've been reading it really slow so that way I could remember everything and I could pick up on stuff. Because I know that House of Flame and Shadow is going to like suck me in, and I'm gonna want to read it as fast as I can, so I'd like to at least remember what I'm going to be reading, so I'm going a little bit slower with this. And then the next books I read are In It to Win It, so this one comes out on February 5th on Monday. Absolutely adored this book. I've got the review up on Goodreads, on my Instagram, on my blog. Highly recommend getting this when it comes out. It's a super cute rom-com. Loved it. And then I also read The Breakup Pact, which was another cute rom-com that I'm thoroughly obsessed with, and Not You Again, another one that I loved. So all of the books that I read this month I adored. Those 3 are the rom-coms that I read, and then I also read a dark thriller romance kind of thing. It's called The Fabric of Our Souls. Read the trigger warnings, but if you can, like, if you're good with that, it's a great book. I loved the book. But it is really dark, self-harm, things like that. So trigger warnings, read those. But if you're looking for something thrillery and romancy and a little bit twisted, that would be the book. But yeah, so like I said, I didn't read a whole lot this month. I mean, that is a bit, but I didn't finish everything this month. I do have a bunch of books on deck for next month, including House of Flame and Shadow. That'll be my first one up, and then I've got a bunch of arcs coming. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good month of reading in February. Like I said, I'm not gonna be making as much probably, but I am going to be reading a lot because my Kindle goes with me everywhere. And if I don't, for some reason, have my Kindle, I have my Kindle app on my phone, and that literally is always with me. So yeah, that's everything I worked on, everything I read, and everything I finished in January. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I've said about 150 times, hello! Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter. That is over on my website on sambartley.com. And yeah, this is Ikora. She just wanted to come say hello real quick. And we will see you in the next video. Bye!